Hey, what's up everyone? Merry Christmas! First of all, thank you for the 200 subs. It's incredible that I managed to even gather that many people. 200 subs may seem few to a lot of people, but honestly, I wasn't even expecting that, so thank you for spending your precious time watching the stuff I create. And if you want to motivate me to do more of these, feel free to subscribe. Oh, I also have a Discord if you want to join. You can also reach me via Twitter, Instagram, etc. All of them are in the description. Whew, okay, now that I got everything out of my chest, let's talk about Baldur's Gate 3. Again, firstly, congratulations to Larian for winning the Game of the Year. I knew in my heart that they would, but still, it's good to get confirmation. I'm also glad that Alan Wake 2 won some awards too, because that game is pretty amazing, so congratulations to Remedy as well. So yeah, Game Awards the results made me happy. Despite the fact that it was mostly filled with ads and barely gave the winners any time to speak, but Dear Game Awards, next year, please wrap up the ads at the beginning so that, people can give longer speeches. Thank you. Yeah, going back to Baldur's Gate 3. Today I want to specifically talk about the epilogues that came with patch 5. As you may know, I have lost all of my saves a few weeks ago, so I had to finish the game from the beginning to the end. It took me nearly 10 days to finish everything up, including every side quest and trying to open up every part of every map. So when I say I want to talk about the epilogues, I'm not really going to talk about which ending for which character is best. It's your game, your decisions, and Frank the Dears, I don't give a damn about what you do in your games. I will tell you which decisions I made, but it isn't really a I choose this so you have to choose that as well type of thing. Just saying this beforehand because some people misunderstand me on that regard. So the thing I want to focus is about the fact that how much I love the concept of spending time with the characters, we journeyed with. My favorite DLC of all time is actually the Citadel DLC from Mass Effect. The whole point of that DLC was basically dealing with some evil clone of yours with some hilarious banters from your crew members, then throwing a huge party at the end, then spending individual time with all those characters where it kind of brings closure to everything right before the final battle. I'm actually planning to lean towards BioWare games a bit when I'm done with Baldur's Gate 3, so stay tuned for those. Why the hell did I do that? Damn it. So I was salty as heck about the fact that after finishing Baldur's Gate 3, the game immediately cut to black before patch 5. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but honestly, that made me feel empty, considering how less impressive Act 3 was compared to Act 1 and 2 already. And I have to say, the epilogue was way better than I ever expected. And as usual, Larian blew my mind, because honestly, I was just, okay with this.
I can't say what the future holds for us. But I know we'll be facing it together. And we're going to have a lot of fun.
Thank you for playing our game. In order to thank you, we have made this. I'm joking, don't come for me. Anyway, yeah, I was down to even seeing something like that, but thankfully I got something way more than I asked, so that was great. I swear, this company keeps spoiling me. Larian, please stop making me trust again? Like, you are setting the bar too high already. Like, stop. Anyway, after you finish the game and have some final conversation with your lover about, what you're gonna do, then BAM! The game loads. The narrator quickly mentions what you've been doing in the past 6 months, then talks about an invitation Withers sent. So let me get this straight. Withers, the man, the corpse, the jurgle, the legend, can whip out the whole feast out of nowhere. But for months in the game, we've been barely getting by.
I know all, but to state truths is to interfere, for the minds of mortals are easily swayed.
Okay, Withers. Okay. Whatever. But the good news is, everyone is there. And you get closure for everything. Your companions and even the people you had helped before. So in my game, I romance Astarion. Well, duh. And at the end, I said, let's go find a cure for you. Gale became a proud professor. Karlach and Will went to the Hells, and they are close to fixing Karlach's engine because they found a blueprint. Shadowheart settled down with her family and adopted tons of animals. Lae'zel is training knights to free her people and actually adopted the hatchling. Oh my god. Halsin settled down with his wars and is still helping around Moonrise. Jaheira is helping to build Baldur's Gate, and Minsk is trying very hard to do good deeds, even if he ended up with Zentarium. Yeah, I'll Minsk. Unfortunately, even if I knocked Minthara out, the game decided she was dead, so I couldn't save her this time. God damn it. Anyway, as we all know, one of the biggest strengths of this game is how solid and lovable the characters are. If I could ask for one DLC from Larian, I think it would be a DLC where we get to spend more time with characters rather than, other stuff we have to deal with. Something like the Citadel DLC or, Trespasser DLC basically. Having something important going on the side, but it's also mostly centered around you and the characters type of thing. And this might be my hopeful brain talking, but Withers slightly hinted at either a new game or DLC. I'm not sure because he says this.
I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready, for thou mayst yet be needed.
I mean, I'm either feeding my Delulu, or they are planning or working on something. I don't know. Now, no matter what they are working on, if I could give one advice to Larian, it would be this. Create opportunities to build the main character's background a bit. I mean, unless you are playing as the Dark Urge, there really isn't much about Tav. Did you ever realize that? It helps us create our own headcanons, sure, but remember, Larian suggests you play the game as a regular Tav first, then head on to play as the Dark Urge. And especially if you're a new player who never even played anything related to D&D before, you're basically going in blindly. However, what I'm saying is not actually pre-writing anything for the main character. That type of freedom is also a part of D&D after all. So that's definitely not what I'm suggesting. But okay, I keep mentioning Dragon Age Origins whenever I talk about Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm aware of that. But bear with me for a second, okay? In Dragon Age Origins, you start with already a set origin of your choosing, as the name suggests. So that kind of sort of takes that freedom away from you. Therefore, that part is surely a bit stupid to compare, but your companions also ask a lot of questions about you. Morrigan asks you about your mother when, she talks about her own. Alistair asks you if you've ever lost someone close to you before. Zevran asks you where you come from, or Wynne asks you about, how you became a Grey Warden. Liliana asks you how you learned about the bards, etc., etc. So there's this constant interaction between you and the characters that helps you build a background if you can't actually come up with something, and that makes you feel like you belong to that world. In fact, Divinity Original Sin 2 also had this issue, and people actually complained about how the main character felt a bit out of place compared to, playing as the origin characters. But Luna, there are race and class related dialogue options in there. Yes, I am aware of that. The issue is, even if they do exist, it doesn't really add much to your character background-wise. That's what I'm saying. Playing as a Githyanki is actually the biggest example of what I'm saying here, as I mentioned in my Shadowheart video before. I will also make a video of that in due time. So if I could give one advice to Larian, it would be this one. Add some more interactions with the companions and put some more, background building dialogues. Because this epilogue is a great example that it can be done. And to be honest, I'm hopeful that they will do that as well. I mean, I'm not surprised anymore if they do it, but yeah. But all I'm saying is, not everyone plays as Dark Girls, you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's the video. Besides everything else, I love the epilogues, and I'm really glad that they bring closure to, well, everything. I keep loading the epilogues because it just makes me so happy. I can't stop hugging this man. My god, please, I want to hug everyone. I'm so lonely. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. I always have a blast reading them, so... And as always, thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time. Sayonara!